Hello, welcome back to my channel. My name's Rachel and this is Stitched Up. So it's been a while. It's Sunday the 20-something of February. I don't even know the date, to be honest, but yes, I think it's been about 3 weeks since I was last with you and I've really missed you all. I hope you're all really well. I thought I would come on today and do a bit of a Sunday catch up with you all. I've grabbed my coffee. I thought we could chat about sewing, what I'm up to life-wise, etc., where I'm up to with my February plans, new fabrics that have come this week that I wanted to share with you, and a few other bits and pieces really. So if you're interested in that, then stay tuned. Don't know how long this vlog's going to be. You know what I'm like when I get chatting. But anyway, grab yourself a cuppa and settle down and let's get going. So I'll start with what I am wearing, and this top was actually one of my plans for February, and I am doing really well actually with my February plans. There are two projects that I haven't completed. One is cut out, ready to sew up. The other one is the Challis fleece jacket. I will put a picture of it here, that I was making out of the retro daisy multicoloured fleece with black and orange colour blocking, if you remember. And I'll link to the vlog where I talked about my plans up here, so you can go and check that out if you've not seen it. But I think I mentioned in that vlog that I was going to do some sort of sketches because I wasn't quite sure. I couldn't visualize with the color blocking how I wanted it to how I wanted to block it really, so, and which fabrics I wanted to use where. And I've done that and I can't make up my mind which looks best, to be honest. So that's still, yeah, sat on the shelf really, waiting for me to make a decision. And yeah, that's as far as I've got with that one. But the other one that I've not attempted yet is the Bloomfield dress. It is cut out, ready to start, but I've just not had the opportunity because I've been doing other things. So anyway, I am wearing the Marnie, which is a Tilly and the Buttons pattern. I'm sure you have seen it, and I think myself, like lots of others, were not enamoured with this pattern when it first came out, but then I saw a couple of other sewers that had made this top on Instagram and was just blown away by their versions and thought, yeah, I need to make that. So bought the pattern, made it up in a cotton lawn, and then yeah, absolutely loved it. So this is actually a viscose version, and I made it in this beautiful, I think it's called Bijou Viscose by Fabric Godmother. It's one of their prints. I'll stand up so you can see it. So this is it's got a yoke at the front, and I have double faced the yoke and burritoed it. I don't think it tells you to do that in the pattern, but or does it? I can't remember, to be honest. I can't remember. But anyway, I haven't put the pleats on because this fabric is too busy to really show off the pleats, and they are quite time intensive. So I felt that I didn't need to do them. But I have put the flounces over the shoulders on this version, and I've double faced the flounces as well because I just prefer that look. I think it just looks much neater. I haven't put the pleats on the shoulder, on the upper arm, for the same reason as I haven't done on the yoke. It's got obviously the pleating detail into the bust line, and then it's got this gorgeous sort of balloon sleeve with elastic around the waist. And then at the back we've got a little button closure at the top with a keyhole detail, and I am super happy with it. I got the inspiration to do this from the lovely Catherine, who is Sewverton Makery. I will link to her channel down below. And she came up to Sewtoon in January and was wearing a version that she did as a blog post for Sew, and oh, it was just divine. And I thought, yeah, I need to make a viscose version. So that's what I've done this month. I will chat more about it in my February makes vlog, which I'm planning to do next week. So yeah, but I can't stop wearing this top. It's my favourite top at the moment, and yeah, I just love it, absolutely love it. So definitely going to be more, absolutely. I am thinking, and I can't believe I'm saying this, but I'm thinking about a dress version, and not the dress version that comes with the pattern, but sort of hacking it and making it into like a tiered dress, and then wearing it with a belt cinched in around the waist. I think that would look really boho, wouldn't it? And yeah, but we're coming into spring, aren't we? And maybe that's not the right thing. But then I could maybe just make like a sleeveless version with the flounces. I don't know. I've got loads of ideas going on in my head about it, about what I can do with this pattern. But yeah, really, really like it. Just for reference, I made a size 5, which is actually, I think that is the size that goes with my bust, although I'm just heading into a size 4 now. However, there is tons of ease in it, and I think with viscose that works fine. You can go down a size if you want. I probably would if I was making a cotton lawn version now, I think, because it would just be too poofy. But viscose just floats, doesn't it, and drapes beautifully. So I think, you know, you can get away with a lot of these in viscose and it will still give you that floaty sort of vibe going on. So yeah, really like it, really happy. All the other bits and pieces that I had planned for February are made, which is just amazing. And I have made a couple of other things as well that wasn't on my plans. So the total garments that I made for February is the number that I said I was going to do. It's just 2 things I've swapped out, if that makes sense. So yeah, anyway, enough about February and my sewing. I haven't actually done much sewing this week. The last couple of weeks, obviously, I haven't had a chance to get a vlog out, and there's been lots of reasons for that. And it's, I mean, I'm just thinking about how much I want to share, I guess, really. But I, as you know, lost my father in October, and I threw myself back into work within a week of him passing, and that's been my life, really. And I think I've just been so focused on trying to keep myself busy, not really giving myself that time. And the last few weeks, it sort of hit me a bit more, I think. And I've just been going through that dip that we do when we're faced with grief. And yeah, it's not been easy the last couple of weeks, shall we say. So I've not felt like filming. I think that's been the big thing. And I didn't want to just put rubbish out there, although you might think this is rubbish. But I just needed some space, I guess. And yeah, that's been it, really. But I suppose you're all wanting to know how Bronte's doing as well. Bronte is doing really, really well. She is almost at the end of her pregnancy now. And we went down to Leicester yesterday to see her, which was just lovely. I'll put in a picture of us both. She is, bless her, in the middle of moving, because her and her boyfriend are moving in together. And so she's moving out of her little 1-bedroom flat into a house. And that's happening a week tomorrow, which is getting very, very close, to be honest. And it's just one of those things, isn't it, that happens. But yeah, we spent the day with her yesterday, and she's tired now. She's uncomfortable. She's not sleeping. You know, the usual things that happen towards the end of the pregnancy. But baby's fine. We are all looking forward to meeting the baby. So yeah, not much longer to go. And she has asked me to be her birth partner, along with her boyfriend, and that's going to be an experience, shall we say, I think. Yeah, so we'll see how we get on with that. But yeah, it's getting very close. So what else have I got to tell you? Martin's taken Piper out for a walk, so that gives me a bit of free time to chat to you, and I'm planning today to do some more sewing. I'm not going to sew up the Bloomfield yet. I want to get on with something else because I've got a blog post to do, which I'll show you the fabric for shortly. But when we were in Leicester yesterday, we did do a little bit of shopping, and I bought something that I wanted to show you. So basically, in my sewing room here, I am rapidly running out of storage. And well, yeah, I am. But some of the sort of Challis shelves that I've got, I know I've got the ones in the background there that have the fabric on, but also I have some open shelves with lots of bits and pieces in, and it just looks really untidy. They're all full, but you know, they just need better organisation. So when we were in Leicester yesterday, I went into WH Smith's and they had these, which are storage boxes. Now I do have some sort of like little drawer versions of these that I put all my bag making hardware in, and rivets and things like that, which they're great. I use them a lot. They're right up there. You can't see them, they're out of shot at the minute, but they do this kind of stuff fairly frequently. And I saw these boxes and they were, I mean, the price is just amazing. They should have been £30, but they were down to £12. And you get a set of 3. They'd got them in different designs, but I really liked this. I thought this was quite nice. And yeah, they're really sturdy boxes. They're in 3 different sizes. So this one obviously is just plain green. And then inside here, we've got a little pale green one. So when I tidied up my sewing room the other week, I sorted out all my fat quarters and I've got them in some little open baskets at the minute, but they still look a bit untidy. So I'm planning to put them in here and then I can store these in my shelves that are on my trestles under my cutting table. So I thought they were really good value, and I'm kind of wishing that I'd bought another of the drawer sets, because they had the drawer sets that match this. And I didn't pick them up, I left those, but I'm sort of wishing that I'd got those now, because they were, I think they were £9. And yeah, that would have been really good for things like my needles and my labels and things like that. I'm sort of running out of space really, and I know I've got my pegboard here, but it's kind of full really. So yeah, I think I might look at ordering that online, because I'm pretty sure that I can order one of those to match that. So yeah, go and check that out if you haven't already. I just think it's a nice way to store things, so it just makes things look a little bit more tidy. So yeah, I'm really pleased that I got that. Just let me have a swig of coffee. And then the other thing I got, a couple of weeks ago, myself and Ruan did our Northern Soul Sisters live, and somebody mentioned about a gathering foot for my faff machine. So I did a little bit of research. I watched a couple of vlogs on YouTube, particularly one by the lovely Lucy, who is from So Essential. She's got some great tutorial vlogs over on her channel. I'll link to it down below in the comments. And she'd done one on a gathering foot and explains it all really, really easily how it works. So I took the plunge and I bought myself one. So this is my little gathering foot here. And I don't know if you can see very well. You probably can't see very well here, but it's got like a little groove in it. What I'm going to do is I am going to do a little bit of filming about how it works, and I will put it up in the corner here so you can see. But essentially, you can use it 2 ways. You can use it on one piece of fabric. So if you've got your piece of fabric that you want to gather, you set your stitch length to whatever stitch length you want it to be. Obviously, the shorter the stitch length, the more gathered your fabric will be. And you put your fabric under the presser foot totally, drop the presser foot and then stitch, and it will automatically gather it up. If you want to join 2 pieces of fabric together, so say if you want joining a bodice to a skirt piece, then you put the skirt piece that you want gathering under your presser foot, and then the bodice piece you slide into the groove of the presser foot, and then you stitch them, and it will gather up the bottom piece of fabric, the skirt portion, into your bodice, and it does it in one go. And the only thing I haven't figured out yet, and I think this is where you have to play with it, is working out the percentages. So dependent on how much fabric you've got and what stitch length you have will depend how much it will gather it down by. So, you know, if you've got a piece of fabric that you need to fit into another piece of fabric, it's going to take a bit of working out, and I need to play with it. But I have used it. I have made a dress this week, a McCall's dress, which wasn't on my February plans, and I'm going to go grab my mannequin. When this came, I was so desperate to have a go with it. I thought, I want to make something gathered. So last weekend I pulled out a pattern that I've not made before. I pulled out a fabric from my stash and thought, let's have a go with it and see how we get on, and it's amazing. So let me just grab the pattern first. So I've got the pattern here, and this is the one that I decided to have a go at, which is McCall's M7565. I've had this in my pattern stash for quite some time, and I decided I was going to make this version here. Hopefully it's going to focus. So it's a long shirt dress, and it has absolutely no shaping in it whatsoever. It's a button front placket, and you've got these little arm cuffs that go on. It's got a collar. There is no collar stand, it's just a collar. And it has, on the reverse, it does, I can just show you the line drawings here. It's got a yoke at the back with gathering into the yoke, and then you make a belt to attach to it. So I've made it and I absolutely love it. Let me go grab my mannequin and then I will show you. Right, so here she is. So this is my version of McCall's M7565, and I have not made any adjustments whatsoever to this pattern. This fabric is a cotton, it's not a cotton lawn, it's more like a poplin actually, just from my stash. And yeah, I made this up last Sunday and it was a really straightforward sew, to be honest. It came together really well. Now, there is an awful lot of ease in this pattern. I made the size 10, which I'm not a size 10. So the finished garment measurements for the bust of the size 10 was around 48 to 50 inches. So there's like tons of ease. And so I just went with that, and it fits me really well. There's plenty of ease in it for me. It's sort of like an A-line. When I say it's an A-line skirt, it just flares out gradually. There is no waist seam on it. I made just a self-tie belt with a angle at the end, and I didn't actually follow the pattern piece for this because I wanted it really long, which it is. The ties on it are really long. This fabric, I can't remember where I got it from, but it's really, really lovely. And it's, as I say, I didn't make any adjustments to this pattern, and the length of it is perfect for me. It is probably just above my ankles, which is a length that I really like. I'm not completely happy with these things here. If I just tilt you up a little bit, I don't know if you can see very well, but they're supposed to be sort of folded back, but they just looked a bit odd. So I have used them more like a cap sleeve, and that's fine. I also think the top button is too high, so I have already made a buttonhole and button there, but I prefer the button starting just at the bust line here. The only other thing that I wish I'd sort of thought about a bit better is the pattern placement for the two big leaves here, because they are right on my boobs. But you know, I think it would have been really difficult to avoid it, if I'm honest. If I turn it round, and you're not going to see this very well here, but what I will do is I will take some close-ups of the gathering here. But I used my gathering foot on this portion here, and I used it on a stitch length of 5, and the gathering is absolutely perfect. I was so impressed. I mean, I love things that are gathered, apart from gathered waistlines, but I love the gathering detail on things like flounces and cuffs and all that kind of stuff. But actually doing it, and you know, when you've got it on a long stitch length and you have to sort of manually manipulate it and make them all even, it's really tough, and I just get frustrated. It's one of the things that frustrates me. But anyway, but this just does it perfectly for you first time. So I am super impressed with the gathering foot. And yeah, I will take some close-ups of this and just stick it in somewhere so you can have a better look. But yeah, I really like this dress. As I say, made the size 10. I'm not a size 10 normally in McCall's patterns. At the minute, I would say I'm easily a 14. But yeah, I just went by the finished garment measurements. And I think that's the thing. If you're not used to making the big 4, you need to look at the finished garment measurements, which are unfortunately usually on the pattern sheet. But if you are looking online, they will give you them in the details. And it's one of those things that I don't know why they are like they are, but if you go by the finished garment measurements, then, you know, and work out how much ease you want from that, then usually you can hit it just right. The only thing I would say is that the armholes, because obviously these are this is a size 10, and I think really that the where the sleeve fits here around my armhole is just a little bit too tight for me, and that's because it's a size 10. And I need to just deepen it a little bit. It doesn't affect the dress in wearing. However, I think I want to make this again, and I want to make a sleeveless version. And I think what I'm going to do is I am just going to drop the arm side by about 1/2 inch. And that will give me plenty of room then, which will just feel a little bit more comfortable in wearing. You can't tell, you know, a problem with it, you know, when you see it on. And I'll probably take some pictures of it on when I do my February makes vlog, but it's, yeah, it just feels just a little bit tight around my armholes. But you know, that's why I used a fabric that wasn't really precious from my stash to test it out and see if the sizing was going to work for me. And everywhere else it's perfect. It's just, as I say, the arm size just a little bit too tight. So yeah, I finished off the bottom hem with satin bias binding. This was just from my stash. And yeah, what else can I say? It was great. The collar goes in really well, and yeah, it's just beautiful. Really, really love it. I'm definitely going to make some more of this. I want to make one in viscose, and it's not actually a recommended fabric. It says things like cottons and chambrays and linens. It doesn't recommend viscose, but I don't see why you can't make this in viscose. So I am going to use some of my more precious fabrics to make some more for summer, because I think I will wear this a lot, and I think I could wear it this time of year as well with cardigans. You know, I would wear it with a little cardigan and tights and boots. Be perfect. So yeah, super happy with that. Let's just push her out of the way. So I totally get that it is very, very spring-like, and you know, we're still in winter here in the UK, and it's been a bit cooler this week, but I'm hoping that it's going to just, you know, get a bit more warm. That would be really nice. But I don't know about you, but I'm thinking more ahead to spring now, and really wanting to start making spring clothing and, you know, the spring dresses. I just love my dresses. I've got some new fabrics to show you that have come this week, and I'm a blogger for Jenny Stitches. As part of the blog team for Jenny Stitches, when you do a blog post for them, she gives you a voucher to spend in her shop, which is just really lovely. So I'd been eyeing up this fabric for ages because I knew what I wanted to make with it, and when I got my voucher from the last blog post that I did for Jenny in early January, I bought this fabric. So this is one of the Fabric Godmother Valentine collection fabrics. So I've used my voucher, and I needed to put some money towards this as well, but it's the cotton lawn with the lips on, and I absolutely love it. I think it is just gorgeous. And I knew as soon as I saw this what I wanted to make with it. I want to make the closet core pyjamas, the Carolyn pyjamas. I have made them before, but I will need to retrace the pattern because it won't fit me at the minute. And also, even when I made them before, I just felt they were just a little bit too, they weren't too tight, but they were a little bit too fitted. And for me, when I'm wearing PJs, I want them to be really loose, because I do wear them in bed, the shorty versions anyway, not the long versions, but I do sometimes wear them in bed because I'm always cold. I just think that I just need a bigger size, so it's just a bit looser. So I'm going to retrace the pattern, and I'm going to put piping in, and I think I'm going to use red piping to match the lips, but I just think these are going to make the most amazing pajamas. I absolutely love it. It is a cotton lawn, but it's actually really lightweight. I would say it's more like in between a cotton voile and a cotton lawn, so it's going to be perfect for PJs. And I haven't got piping yet. I think I will need to use some red cotton lawn rather than a cotton poplin. I think that would be too heavy for this fabric to make piping out of, but yeah, absolutely love that fabric. So I got 3 meters of this, partly with my voucher and partly with my own money. And then I've got my fabric for my next blog post for Jenny as well, and this is one of her new fabrics, so I will show you it, but I can't tell you what I'm making yet, obviously. But it's this beautiful beautiful paisley viscose crepe. It's absolutely stunning. It's got, like, as I say, it's a really sort of 60s vibe to it, I think, 60s, 70s vibe, but it's just beautiful. And this isn't a fabric design that I normally go for, but I love this fabric. It's absolutely gorgeous. So I've got a fair bit of this for my next project for Jenny. I think this is just going to be the perfect fabric, very spring-like, and yeah, just inject a little bit of colour to this time of year. So that's what I got from Jenny at Jenny Stitches. And then Minerva have a 30% off all fabrics sale this week. I think it might end today. So I'm going to try and get this vlog out so you can go and check. But they have their own exclusive collection of fabrics, which are generally viscoses. I think there's some French terries in there as well, and I'm not sure if there's another type of jersey, but they have some absolutely amazing designs in there. And yeah, the sale this week, it's 20% off, but if you are a Minerva Craft Club member, you get an extra 10% off. And when Martin got me some fabrics for Christmas, he joined the craft club for me, so it meant you know, I could get 30% off. So there's loads of their fabrics that I would love, but there were two that I was really wanting for some time, and I thought, you know, now's the perfect time. It's got 30% off, so I can get them. So I bought these two. The first one I got is this one, which is just stunning, absolutely stunning. It's, you know, it's got my favorite colors in purple. I just love purple, and it's really dark and gothic-y, and I absolutely love it. So I'm actually thinking of making that dress that I've just shown you, the M7565, out of this, because I just think it's going to show off the print so well. And I'm just worried that making it sleeveless, it's going to be a bit too dark for spring and summer, but I don't know. What do you think? Let me know. Or should I make something else from it that's more sort of autumnal, winter appropriate? I don't know. Let me know what you think anyway. But yeah, I'm so pleased to get this. I think I got 4 meters of this, but it's just absolutely gorgeous. And then the other one is this one, which I adore. I will link to, oops, just throwing my pins all over the floor. I will link to these down below so you can go and have a look. But I got this one as well, and I think I got another 4 meters of this. It's just gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. Both are viscose challis, but they are a really nice weight. And these have been pre-washed. I have pressed them as well so that I wasn't showing you wrinkly fabrics. But yeah, love that one too. I'll just show you the design a bit closer. I love the sort of painterly splattered effect. I think it's really nice. So they're the fabrics that have come this week. The one from Jenny Stitches, the blue one that I showed you, obviously has been gifted to me for my next blog make. So that's what I want to get on with this afternoon. I've printed the pattern out, and I just need to get that stuck together and crack on with that one. I think really that's about it. That's about everything I have to show you. Next weekend, I am going away with my Northern Soul sisters and the lovely Angela, who is Devon Threadtails, and Helen from Stitch Rip Repeat. We are going to Birmingham for the weekend on a little girly weekend, and I am really looking forward to it. I'm also a little bit nervous, and the reason why I'm nervous is because Bronte is so close to giving birth now, and I'm just worried that it's going to happen while I'm away. But I'm going in my own car, and Birmingham is only an hour away from Leicester anyway, so it's actually nearer than where I live currently, so it's fine. But I'm hoping she doesn't. I'm hoping she doesn't go into labour when I have my weekend away, because I'm so looking forward to it. Yeah, so we are going for a nice girly weekend away. We are planning to visit Guthrie and Garney. We are meeting up with a couple of other lovely sewists that you might know of. Adele from Sew for Serenity, and also Sarah from Sew Sarah Style. We are meeting up with them, and so that's going to be really nice. It's always lovely to meet new people. And we're going to be going to... Did I say we were going to Guthrie and Garney? I can't remember if I've just said that, but we are visiting Guthrie and Garney, and I've just been watching Lauren's latest vlog. this morning, and there are so many fabrics. I think I'm going to need a new mortgage to buy them all. I'm going to have to think about that, aren't I? Because yeah, I need to be more careful with fabrics that I'm purchasing now because I have so many. But yeah, she has some beautiful new fabrics in, some which I'm eyeing up, and I'm going to wait to obviously see those in person. And we might visit the Fabric Quarter in Birmingham as well while we're there, and just generally have a lovely time. So that's going to be really nice. I'm looking forward to that. And yeah, busy week at work ahead as per usual. So I am going to love you and leave you for now and get on with sticking my PDF together. So I hope you have a great week, and I will be back with you really soon. Take care. Bye.